Hi guys, it's Pat from Paranormal Oracle. As discussed in my previous video, I'm about to begin reading some excerpts from my book, Paranormal Ponderings, a Memoir. So I'm going to begin with the introduction. There is a preface before this, but in reading it, it's a little general, a little preachy, and I know it's not necessarily what people want to hear. So here we go with the introduction. Oh, first, actually, I will read the dedication. For my fellow travelers whom life has pulled into the wonderment enthusiastically, unwittingly, or reluctantly, may you find that which you seek or that which seeks you. Introduction. Since childhood, I've been interested in people's accounts of the paranormal intersecting with their lives. Long before the internet allowed an endless indulgence of this passion, I scoured the library shelves in my little town for books that addressed these subjects practically daily. I often found myself in the adult section trying to comprehend things that were well above my understanding, and mostly mind-numbingly tedious. I often had to settle for novels at my age level that treated these topics in watered-down, comical way. These subjects were generally not discussed at home, and the unspoken message I got was that they were taboo. Once in a while, my mother would recount some tidbit of such an experience that she'd remembered happening either to herself or someone she knew. These would be told in hushed tones and followed up with a shudder and an elaborate crossing of herself. Any time I mentioned the subject of ghosts or anything else that smacked of the supernatural, she would sternly inform me that it was against my religion. While her words were stern, her eyes told a different story. The story in her eyes was summed up in one word: fear. These days were long before the revolving door of paranormal shows that are available on television today. Shows that, although blatantly suspect, are at least moving the topic more into the mainstream. As a child, I think I would have been satisfied with reading books put out for my reading level if I hadn't had my own brushes with what we call the paranormal so early in life. I was looking for answers. I knew no one who shared my interest, and the general mood regarding these things was that they were fantasies and not to be taken seriously. So I was looking alone. I needed to know why. Why did these things happen to me and elicit such negative reactions from others? What were they, and why did they happen? Why did they happen to me? Why did they happen at all? I know now that I was far from alone in this. I've read many accounts of other people whose experiences started in childhood and for whom there was nowhere to turn. I count myself very lucky, and the lifetime of experiences I've had were overwhelmingly positive. I know that this is not the case for many, many people who, as children and as adults, have been terrified and tormented by things that are not supposed to be there. If this is your story, my hope is that this book helps in some way. Having gained some small perspective on this subject and on my life, I realize that the answers were never there in that dim library, nor are they on the countless websites, blogs, and forums of the internet. The answers are certainly not in the stream of dubious paranormal shows on television. More importantly, I realized that what I was seeking was much more than just an answer to why. Despite all my years of searching, that question remained stubbornly unanswered. I realize now that the searching was more about the need for acceptance and acknowledgement of a reality beyond this one. The searching was more about the need to come to a place of knowing that reality is not just about what we see, hear, or touch. The searching was more about the need to come to a place of knowing that we who call ourselves human are not at all what we think we are. So thank you for indulging me listening to my introduction. And it's very true. I often say nowadays, I kind of wish I used different wording because I see these incidents now as more spiritual than I do paranormal. I mean, both these words definitely have some baggage, but I see them more as an opening of the veil that exists between us and basically what is our home, the spiritual side of things. So once again, thank you very much for listening, and I will see you next time. I would be so very grateful if you would like, subscribe, and comment down below. Thank you very much for listening.